Hi everyone, it's Viktor speaking, and I'm here today with Tsveti to discuss the new moon in Pisces coming up very shortly. How are you doing, Tsveti?
Hi, Victor. I'm doing great. Thank you. I really had a very nice sleep tonight because of this Sun-Neptune conjunction, and I feel very refreshed and somehow, yeah, I had quite nice dreams as well. It was very nice.
Oh yeah, we will talk about that Sun and Neptune conjunction. I like this.
Anyway,
I like the symbol behind you. Very nice.
thank you so much. This is actually the symbol of my astrology work. I have been using it as my logo. It's by an artist I really love. And yeah, she gave it to me in the end after a few years pleads. She finally gave it to me. So now
Well,
it's,
again, the artistic themes are very good for this Neptune. This
yeah.
Pisces new moon. So, by the way, we have got a stellium going on in Pisces. We have just entered the Pisces season. And just a little announcement, I'm making a webinar on the 20th about stellium and how to work with stelliums and what happens when there is a transit to your stellium, so how you should work with that. If you are interested in that, then just check in the comment box. I will put the link there and then you will be able to sign up for it. It's going to be a 4-hour webinar. So without any further ado, Sveti, how do you feel about this new moon?
Well, it's quite a creative one. It's like we will have the chance to become our own creators of what is ahead of us. And because it's a new moon, and at new moons, it's a very nice time to set an intention for the next period. In the next 2-3 days of the new moon, we will feel the energies. And it's like an empty sheet of paper where we can practically, through art, through symbolism, through anything we can practically imagine, we can just draw whatever we wish for, because it's a very, we have a stellium in Pisces, as you already mentioned. We have the sun and the moon, of course. It's a new moon, and then Venus and Neptune. So we have Venus exalted in Pisces, will be its at its greatest. We'll be able to be in touch with what we really want, on a very deep level, not only rationally. And then Neptune, which is the modern ruler of Pisces, will also be in Pisces together with the new moon. And this means that we will be able to practically tap into the whole ocean of potential possibilities, and we'll be able to make a choice, because except for not only the stellium in Pisces, we also have 3 planets in Aquarius. And this is great because it means that we will be able to align our mind with our soul, feelings, intuition, and to really set a full intention, because they will be like working together. And it's also a lot of mutable energy together with a lot of fixed energy. And we have Saturn and Jupiter. Jupiter is the other ruler of Pisces. So we will practically be able to know on a very deep intuitive level what we need to keep, the status quo, what within the status quo needs to remain, and what we can, say goodbye to and create a new intention. And also, one last thing, I was thinking about Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. So it's a new moon, which means new intention, creating something new, but it's also the last sign, so something to let go of at the same time, so that we leave some space. And with the next new moon, which will be in Aries, we'll have fire finally. And to start initiating, because Pisces actually is the womb where the baby gets created and we feed it. So we'll have all this compassionate energy pouring over us and giving. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps only when I say that. It's so strong, and we'll be able to really give birth with the new moon in Aries next month. and the new year, it will be the new astrological year indeed. So we'll be able to give birth to this new idea, which is so much aligned with on all levels indeed.
Yeah, I completely agree. As you mentioned, Pisces is a mutable energy, which is all about movement and flexibility, and as well as a transition, shifting from one place to another. And yes, sometimes we do that with no purpose when it happens in Pisces, because our dreams and intuition just take over. Sometimes it is just led by curiosity or our mood, because Pisces is a water sign, which is all about reconnecting with our feelings and emotions. And somehow our feelings get stirred up. Now, what we need to be paying attention to with this new moon is that we can be a lot more sensitive to our surroundings or anything which is shifting around us, but we can also easily pick up other people's feeling as well. It's worth having a look at the ruler of Pisces. So, as you said, Jupiter and Neptune are the rulers, but I would also mention Venus as the co-ruler, especially if someone has got their, if they have got planets between 1 to 8 degree of Pisces, then actually Venus is something which is the co-ruler over those planets, or your rising sign degree, or any of the angles really. And the reason being is because Venus becomes the L-mutine. Now, I'm not going to go into the technical explanation of what L-mutine is, but basically that's the highest scoring planet on a certain degree. And between 1 to 8 degree of Pisces, actually it's going to be Venus. So I would really look up what Venus does if you have got any planet around those degrees. On a personal level, when it comes to this Pisces new moon, it's going to be happening on the 23 degree. Now, have a look at if you have got any planets around those, approximately within 5 degree on each side, because those will be affected the most, especially if you have got planets in Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, of course, or even Sagittarius. And you know, Pisces season is very much about providing support to others, connecting with others. Generosity is such a huge topic when it comes to Pisces. And also because of the Jupiterian quality, it's very much about seeking for wisdom and the meaning to life. And yeah, actually the desire to connect with others. Now, this new moon, as I said, it's going to be happening on 23 degrees. A new moon is always going to be about, as Tsveti said, just something to do with new intentions, because this is the rebirth of the moon. It's kind of get purified by the sun. And there is always a hazy tone to this Pisces energy, because this is not the new moon when you should be planning things out. It is more about listening to your feelings and your intuition and kind of creating an internal wisdom within yourself. This is the new moon, which is very spiritual. There is plenty of mystical stuff going on. So for instance, it's advisable to get a card of the day, for instance, to get a little bit of a guidance. It is very good to actually study spiritual matters, or it is very good for visualization. So you can create your own vision board, or it's just all about meditation, pulling back a little bit from reality and escaping actually. But because Jupiter, the ruler, is still in Aquarius, which is a futuristic sign, and it's all about visionary qualities, you know, futuristic thinking, way of thinking, and progressive ideas. So it is actually a brilliant time to sit down, collect your ideas, and then use a little bit of a law of attraction to bring those and get manifested as well. So Tsveti mentioned that she has been having lovely dreams, of course,
Yeah.
because this new moon is all about dreaming, but because having Jupiter in Aquarius, we're gonna have to stabilize those visions. So it's all about receiving opportunities, wanting to grow, but not only for your own benefit, but for others as well. Yes.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Yeah, right. I totally agree. So beautifully said. Yeah, Pisces is very altruistic, and it's all about unconditional love. So going on to the next stage, and also having Neptune there is very important, because it's a collective planet. So it actually brings about achieving some dream, some goal. It's like world peace. It sounds like world peace to me. And it's like every change that we want to see in the world. Somebody said that, it's a very famous quote, but we need to see that in ourselves first. So it's like we have this opportunity to start the change, the huge change within the whole world from ourselves, because Pisces gives us the chance to see how all things are connected, and how we are actually unequally, each of us, I mean, as a human being, is equally connected to this grid. And if we take care of ourselves, we actually take care of the collective. And also, if we help somebody else to feel better and to send them joy and love, we actually also help ourselves, because we are all so much connected. And it's for every single living being on this earth, not only humans, it's about animals, plants, and everything. So we'll be able to tap into this unifying energy and to see the unity of all things. And yeah, we'll have a choice how to act, indeed.
I do believe actually that some of the activists are going to be a lot more active actually in the next few weeks. So maybe we're going to be seeing a lot more posts about saving animals or saving the ocean, especially the ocean and water related matters, because obviously Pisces rules the oceans and the seas. But how do you feel about Venus being part of this new moon as well? Because on that day, Venus is also conjunct in Neptune on 20 degrees.
Oh, yeah. Well, I really feel that the Piscean energy of being able to surrender what you no longer need, and being able to really tap into what your heart desires, in a way, what you really want, and somehow follow the intuitions, follow your gut feeling of what is good for you, but also noticing, not being, how do I say, when we make choices, we can be selfish sometimes and hurtful to others in order to, to overpower them and to achieve what we want. And this Venus in Pisces together with Neptune reminds me of a quote of Eckhart Tolle, who says that we don't need to achieve anything, we only need to discover it. So yeah, it's like tapping into the grid with this Venus and to discover what we really want, and it will manifest in a magical way. Indeed, it's like it's really magical. I don't have any other words. Intention can work like magic, really, with this Venus and Neptune conjunction, and we can be really dreamy, and we need to allow ourselves to tap into this dreamy energy and have some solitude, even remaining alone for a small amount of time, or being really creative to draw something, music, anything that can inspire us, because Pisces and Neptune and Venus in Pisces all rule inspiration, our muse. And indeed, the symbol of the Pisces sign are two Pisces, one swimming down and one swimming up. So being able to tap into deep realms and to bring it up to the conscious level, to the 3D world, so to say, to manifest materially. So that's why I really believe some moon magic for the new moon in Pisces, and with this Venus-Neptune conjunction as well, will do wonders. And also Jupiter being the other ruler of Pisces, if we follow actually this intuition, and if we really have a moral code, because Jupiter also rules our moral code, and if we have faith within us, then Jupiter will really give us these benefits it usually brings, like luck. We call the synchronicity of things, and when we follow them with our intuition, we call them luck, but it's actually us following our intuition. Indeed.
I would also love to emphasize the fact that maybe the manifestation part is not going to be coming in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe it's only going to be happening when Jupiter actually hits the same degree of this new moon. So 23 degree, when Jupiter gets there, and it's going to be unfortunately only next year, somewhere at the second part of the, or the mid part of the year. Maybe what you are wishing for is only going to be manifested within about a year time, but it's worth working on that. You know, this Neptune-Venus conjunction, it has got so much potentials, but we need to be careful because we can be deluded as well. So artistic explorations are extremely good for today, developing on your intuitive skills. But if you are single, because at the end of the day, Venus is the planet of love. If you are single, and then you know, you might be craving for cuddles, or you might be craving for love and spending time together with someone, or you might want to be going on a date, but you need to take a little bit slowly things going on, because when you have got a very strong Pisces influence going on, we can actually wear those rose-colored glasses and we can't see what's right in front of us. You know, some of us might retreat and we don't see the opportunity of someone entering our life who potentially can become our spouse later on. So it works 2 ways. You know, if you are dating someone, I usually describe Neptune as like a poisoned apple. It looks beautiful outside, but unfortunately it rottens inside. So, and the reason being is because we have got so much expectations going on with Pisces energies and not so much manifestation. So we can have lack of boundaries. We can create those fairy tales. We can become overly romantic. So if you've got a relationship, this is actually a perfect time to buy a bunch of flowers to your partner, or something which is, you know, they love. This is a great day to listen to music, to if you have got the chance to be outside, maybe close to river or sea, ocean, whatever. But it could also be about, you know, being in a steam room, for instance, or going for a sauna if you have got the chance for that. This is something where you are asked to do some type of indulgence, something you enjoy doing. Another thing which I would like to mention here is because Pisces has got this healing element. Now, the new moon on this year actually going to be conjuncting with Chiron, which is the wounded healer. So this new moon, in my opinion, is very much about healing activities, as well as I would like to mention that we also have got a planetary body in the sign of Pisces, which is called Nessus. Now, Nessus is basically, there was a battle and then Nessus fled in Western Greece and acted as a ferryman. And then he met Hercules there. And basically, Hercules meeting Nessus was the beginning of the end for Hercules' hero's journey. And Hercules needed Nessus to ferry his wife across the river. But while Nessus was carrying her across the river, he tried to rape her. So Hercules, in turn, shot an arrow into Nessus, which killed him. Now, Hercules' wife was extremely pissed off with him because he was having an affair with a younger woman. And Nessus, while he was dying, he gave his blood to the wife and told her to use it as a love potion, which is going to be stopping Hercules to further cheating on her. But then later on, actually, the wife realized that it was a poison, and she tried to reach out to Hercules to save him, but it was too late. So basically, Hercules died. It was a long and tortured, rage-filled death. Now, Nessus is something which signifies traumatic personal experiences in your chart. It's only prominent when you have got it within about 1 or 2 degree. I would be just giving approximately 1.5 degree orb, which relates to rape, abuse, suicide, violent actions, and so forth. And this Nessus is very much connecting to this new moon as well. So there is some traumatic experience we need to heal with this. Now, Nessus also represents the way the traumatic experiences were passed into your family collective consciousness, which is kind of acting like a slow poison within us. So if someone has got a planet between 8 till about 10 to 23 degree of Pisces, have a look at if in that area of life you might have experienced some type of trauma, because that's exactly what you're gonna have to kind of confront this time around or heal within yourself. And it could be coming up within yourself. But as I said, you know, abuse appears in someone's lives, you know, in different ways. So I would say, as a general rule, when someone experiences abuse, they respond in maybe 3 different ways. Some will treat others similarly, how they were treated and abused by others. Someone surrounds themselves with people who treat them exactly the way the abuser did to them. Or some type of people will abuse others to kind of take a revenge. So this is a very much a healing new moon, which, you know, which you're gonna have to go through yourself. You know, it doesn't need to be violent actions. I think we have experienced so much violence in a sense in the last 1.5 years while COVID have been going on. So I feel like this is a start, new moon, a new beginning of a healing process, what the nation is going to be going through. By the way, if you don't know how to find Nessus in your chart, then just go on astro.com and type in 7066 into the asteroid box, and then it will pop up in your chart. But as I said, it is only prominent if it's within 1 degree from your personal planet, especially when it's nearby to your angles. Do you have anything else to mention?
Yeah, I want this healing energy that you mentioned. Thanks. It's even more highlighted because we have a sextile to Pluto. So this will be a really healing new moon, because Pluto is the other healing planet indeed. It allows us to go deep and to see the trauma that we have within ourselves. And because it's a sextile, it means that we'll need to put some effort to dig deep and to see what's going on, but it's a harmonious aspect. So it means that we will be able to go through this and to get over this. And the way that you mentioned how we can respond to abuse, actually this reminds me of the triangle, which is very often used for the Pisces energy, which is the aggressor, the savior, and the abuser. Indeed, when we get abused, we choose one of these 3 roles, and we are always like running in circles between these, among these 3 roles. So this time, with this healing energy, maybe we will be able to become our objective observer and to tap into the awareness, which is pure. It's not actually going to criticize or to, you know, we will be able to just see the objective truth, the objective how we feel about what we went through, and just let go of it. Or And when I say let go, I don't mean that we'll no longer have it within us. We'll always have it because we went through this, but at least we will be able to have this consciousness and to manage this a bit. And when we tap into or get overwhelmed by the abuse at one point, we will know already on a more objective level how this works, and little by little, step by step, we'll be able to get more detached from it and from it overwhelming us and our emotions. Indeed.
Yes, you know, with this Pluto sextile, yes, I feel like Pluto in many cases is misunderstood. And the reason being is because Pluto is something to do with the light, not just the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
So Pluto was a fallen angel who was kind of dismissed from his angelic role, and he had to be the ruler of the underworld. So yes, it highlights somehow the darkness within us. And then if we are ready to go deep and we are ready to do soul searching, then actually it kind of takes us out of that buried ground type of thing. So this new moon with Pluto energy very much asks you to be a little bit introspective. But at the same time, Uranus is playing a role as well, because it's semi-squaring this new moon, which is half a square, so it's a 45-degree angle. And Uranus always wants to shake things up. It wants to break the mold. So Uranus here talks about the long-term differences we can make in our life. So because it's in the sign of Taurus, which is a fixed energy, and fixity is always about long-term goals. And of course, let's not forget how important this Uranus is, because we still have got 3 planets in the sign of Aquarius. Yeah. So a brilliant time to go deep in family matters. Probably plenty of people will feel the need to start fresh, because Pisces is the very last sign, and then we're going to enter the Aries season very shortly. Yes, and 2 days later, we also have got Mercury going into Pisces. Do you want to talk about that? Because you're gonna have a Mercury return very shortly.
I have such a strong activation of my Mercury. Indeed, it's on the 21st degree. I'll have the new moon very close to it. So Mercury in Pisces is all about symbols and all about seeing things in your mind, and maybe sometimes having a hard time to speak them out. And now having the planets in Aquarius, Jupiter, Saturn, and Mercury still, it feels like we see the symbols, we see the pictures, and we're able to also put them into words and to know exactly on a rational level what this means. And also Mercury in Pisces, it's all about dreams. To tell you the truth, I have had so many enlightenment and so many thoughts and ideas coming to me through dreams, really. And I would advise anyone to make a dream journal in the Piscean season, because dreams is actually the way our unconscious and subconscious mind is trying to tell us what exactly is good for us. And we can even try this, ask a question before we go to sleep and see what the dream is telling us. And I think that if we learn to actually read the symbols of dreams, of our dreams, by connecting them to the emotion, and when we first felt such an emotion and so on, then we will be able to actually find great answers that we are struggling with in our material life, I mean. So Mercury
do you try to analyze your dreams with horary astrology when we learned about that?
Sometimes I do, when they're very strong, and you know, even sometimes when it's repeating something, I use horary. It works greatly, by the way. It gives me great insight. And so Mercury in Pisces is all about dreams. I think it's all about symbols.
Absolutely. You know, this Mercury in Pisces, you know, Mercury spent 2 months in the sign of Aquarius, and it was quite a rational Mercury there. And he is only, he is only going to spend 2.5 weeks now in Pisces. So it's going to be a quickie there, but it's going to be more about exploring the emotions and processing the emotions. I mean, trying to process the emotions from a logical perspective. And that's why they say that Mercury in Pisces is a detrimental type of energy. But it's going to be good to talk about our feelings.
Yeah.
So, because sometimes just talking about the feelings has got that healing aspect to it. So this is not going to be about facts and details, not so much about practical stuff. Be careful, you can easily miss details and important informations. This Mercury is more about poetry, music. You might be inspired to take on a craft or do something creative. Your mind is going to try to explore something beyond the facts and bigger possibilities, trying to see the bigger picture. So I don't necessarily believe that Mercury is so much debilitated here, by the way. I think there is so much goodies about it. You can easily become a psychic sponge. You can actually write down your dreams, as Tsveti said, and then you can see things beyond. This is brilliant for sound, images, shapes, memory. And also, I wouldn't be shocked, by the way, if in the next few weeks, there would be some discrimination type of story going on in the world, which people would be kind of talking about and would want to do something about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And this Mercury in Pisces, by the way, it's the easiest way to express is through art. So if you want to say something to someone that you love them and you like fail the words, because Mercury in Pisces has this quality to fail the words, then use a song. Somebody already said it for you. So you can tap into the energy of art or share a picture, or there are beautiful quotes and so on. And also I wanted to mention, only because we have Uranus in Taurus, as you mentioned already, but Taurus rules nature. So going out into the nature, it can be really healing right now, because even if we have a 45-degree aspect, which is semi-square, Taurus and Pisces are actually sextiling by sign. So even if it's a hard aspect in a way, it is also supporting. So going out in nature, connecting to nature, like looking at the tree, how the leaves move, and like tapping into the energy of how everything is being reborn right now, because spring is coming. And yeah, I think it can give us real life force. We can have the life force within us, and it's a perfect moment to feel it, to feel this, to really go outside and tap into this. So if somebody needs to release, to let go in order to be more self-accepting, because the Piscean sign is also about self-acceptance. It's opposite to Virgo, which is so self-critical. So if we need to really become more self-acceptant, then nature will really be supportive this time.
Yes, or maybe just having a pet around and then stroking.
Yeah.
For instance, my doggies started being so needy, especially the Aquarian moon one. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, I don't know what's going on with her, but she's very clingy and needy.
Energy is shifting. She doesn't feel in rain anymore, because Aquarian energy is a bit gone already, and she was in her rain last month. And one last thing I wanted to say, I really I can't stop admiring astrology and how it works, but actually, because we are going from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius right now, and it's a transition period, and I really love how we had a stellium in Aquarius, so that we can tap into the new energy, and so we can feel what it would be like. And then the universe somehow gave us a tap on the back and brought us back to the Piscean energy again, to it gives us somehow the chance to go through this transition, because it's a hard transition for everyone smoothly, because it's a really strong stellium in Pisces right now. So we will be able to, already knowing the new energies, we will be able to tap into the old a little bit, to somehow feel how it was, and to really let go of what we no longer need, and to then start fresh.
Exactly. And, some people might feel in a rut and they want to start something new. But as you said, it's all about closing a chapter as well in our life. So if I want to be putting the keywords together, there is Uranus, Pluto, new moon energy involved here. So new beginnings, endings, highlighting things, maybe through shocking experiences. The question is, what area of life you want to be experiencing something new? Have a look at the new moon position in your chart. Is that in your 7th house, which is relationship matters, which wouldn't be shock anyway, because also we've got a Juno influence to this new moon as well, which is all about soul searching and soul mate connections. Or is it in your 10th house, which is very much job related, profession, and I want to explore something new there? Or is it in your 6th house, which relates to your habits, 6th and 12th house, habits, daily routines, bad habit type of related things? Or is it something to do with your 4th or 9th house, and you want to be relocating and you want to be starting a new chapter in your life? So I'll give you an example. New moon happening in my 1st house on my Mars. Mars is currently transiting my 4th house, which is Gemini. Mars rules my 9th house, which is foreign countries. So I just recently moved to Bulgaria. I wanted to move actually on the 13th, but Hungary decided to close down the borders on the 8th, so I had to pack the bags. I was a really typical Aquarius. I packed the bags, and the next day I basically moved. But yeah, astrology is amazing how it could work. And I did not plan moving because of having a new moon and so forth. When I was preparing the presentation, that's when I realized that what a coincidence.
Yeah, you're a Pisces and you have strong Pisces, so you follow your intuition and you get the rewards of Jupiter. So clever.
Well, thank you very much, everyone, for your attention. I hope to see you on the stellium webinar. There is no better time to speak about stelliums, just like in a Pisces season, which is going to be on the 20th of March. Thank you very much, Tsveti, for joining me, and we will be back in 2 weeks' time to talk about full moons and a little bit of an Aries season as well.
Thank you, Viktor, for having me, and bye, everyone. It was a pleasure.
Bye, everyone. Take care of yourself.
Take care.
Bye-bye.